Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to test the 4070 Ti at 1440p in The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. Now, if you haven't checked out the 4K video, go check that one out because there was a ton of issues I was running into while playing the game that caused a lot of stuttering when there definitely shouldn't have been any. It should have been able to play the game fairly smoothly, but there's issues with the game. Not sure if it's the game itself and specifically with the 4070 Ti that's having issues, or if there's any other combination of this game with other GPUs, the 40 series or stuff like that. It could be even more widespread than that, but this game with the 4070 Ti at 4K was a horrible experience. There would be points where it'd be perfectly playable, but then it would just deteriorate, and the performance would deteriorate, and we'd be getting like 10 FPS, or it might go up to 20 FPS, but we wouldn't recover. You'd have to restart the game, go back in, and yeah, for the most part, unplayable. So hopefully, trying this out in 1440p will make it a better experience, but let's jump into it and find out. So I go in and change the display to 1440, adjust the video and graphics. We're gonna start off with native, and we'll do it on ultra. Okay, hit the ultra, bring native down, DLSS. Sorry, not native. Turn ray tracing off, turn DLSS off, and we will turn. Oh, it's already off. Perfect. All right, let's jump into the game and see what happens. All right, so right off the bat, okay, we're kind of, oh, we got the issue again where everything is kind of flickering. If you look over in the grass, I don't think it's just because the wind is waving around. I think there's flickering like we saw in the last video, but I don't know. Maybe it'll go away. We'll see if that does go away. Let's restart MSI. Perfect. Okay. So we're sitting at about just under 8.5 gigs of VRAM being used. So let's find out if that is going to change or not.
Let me hold your sword.
Okay, going in. This is one of the points when I was playing last time. Going into options and in and out, it would cause the FPS to drop, and it wouldn't recover. Sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. So it'll be interesting to see. All right, no FPS, still fine. Memory's good. Okay, so it's not experiencing any of the issues just yet in 1440p. For some reason, I thought this game maxed at, well, a big spike there. For some reason, I thought this game maxed out at 144 FPS, but that doesn't look like the case. We're up in 175. Well, so far, not too bad. We're well over 100 FPS. After the boat ride, we're averaging 150, but now that we're on land, it's hitting around 120. But the nice thing is after going in the menu a couple of times, the performance really isn't being hit. We're not seeing a massive increase in VRAM usage. That is reassuring. Unfortunately, this should be able to run it at 4K, but again, like I said, there's something wrong with this game optimization or something like that. It might have to do with the new, like, again, the next gen update just came out back in December, I believe it was. So probably still some optimization that needs to be done, especially with the newer graphics card, considering the 4070 Ti just came out a few weeks ago. Okay, let's turn ray tracing on and see what happens. It might go right to garbage, but turn it all the way up. Okay, so it was stuttering a little bit, but now we're at 70. And VRAM usage jumped a couple of gigs. We were at like 7.5. Now we're at 9.5. I think it had something to do with the ray tracing. That was what was causing the issue, but I'm not 100% sure. With ray tracing on, we're averaging around 76. That's native. So let's go ahead and turn DLSS on without ray tracing. And again, as you can see, memory is it keeps on creeping up. The VRAM. I haven't really noticed the system memory if it's been creeping up or not, but still, it's pretty high for this sort of game. We're hitting almost 16 gigs of system memory for a game that came out in 2015. Oh, it's had this next gen update done to it. Okay, so ray tracing off and DLSS on. Perfect. And we're hitting almost 10 gigs. Let's reset VRAM. Okay, so turning ray tracing off in this sort of area will actually see a little bit better. All right, so far so good. Let's go ahead and put it on. Now that we have DLSS on, let's turn ray tracing on. And we're sitting at 10.5 gigs, and let's see what's here. Just for the heck of it, let's turn video here works. All right, so far it has not gone up any higher. Our VRAM usage is still at 10, just over 10 gigs. Now, thing is, 10 gigs is still ridiculously high for this sort of game. Where this came out in 2015, I would have assumed 6 gigs would be the max that it would take up, just because that would be the sort of GPU that would have been out at that time, if even that. All right, off to our next destination. Anyways, with DLSS on and ray tracing on, everything on max settings, we are over 100. Yes. So in my opinion, if you have a 4070 Ti, or in general, if you're having any issues with a GPU, where you know the game should be running at 4K and you're getting the stuttering issues and stuff like that, drop it down to 1440p, and from what I'm seeing, that should take care of your problem. Hopefully, future updates, they will optimize it so that it'll actually work with these GPUs and you won't have those sort of issues. Again, go back, check out the video that I did in 4K. It is, yeah, there was a lot of problems all over the place. Oh, great, I have sirens trying to get off my boat. Well, as you can see, the game plays much better at 1440p with the 4070 Ti. I've been going for a little while now, except for the occasional spike. As you can see, the 0.1% low is at 6. It has been fairly smooth. So even though I know this can, play this game at 4K very well, it's just too many issues that it makes it unplayable. It's better to just drop down the resolution to 1440p and go from there. Hopefully, again, like I said, in the future, they'll come out with some additional patches that'll help smooth out the gameplay and get rid of whatever VRAM issue this game has. And I'm hoping whatever that is will then help. So whatever the VRAM issue is, when that gets fixed, will hopefully help smooth out the gameplay, and you won't end up with those massive stutters that we were seeing back when we were playing in 4K. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you found this informative or helpful, please think about liking and subscribing to the channel. Thanks, and see you guys later.